This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey everyone, I have Hio here with me today. She is amazing. We're going to do a dual stream. I hope y'all are all having a good New Year's. You got to remember to eat, black-eyed peas. I think black-eyed peas for luck, ham for health, which kind of doesn't make sense, and some kind of greens. So we're having cabbage, collard greens, and ham and black-eyed peas today. What are y'all having? Y'all have to let me know. So we're going to do a dual stream. Excuse me. Hio has pulled some cases that have to do specifically with New Year's. Actually, I'll put our New Year's thing up since I can pretty much only do it today anyway. But I don't know if the fireworks start to be too much. We'll have to change them. I don't know if y'all have heard about the terrorist attack in New Orleans. So I'll pull a couple video clips I have on that. And then we'll go to where I have a lot of information about it on X. And look at that. So let me pull this real quick. Oh my goodness. Hold on. There we go. All right, it's going to open it on my Chrome, so I'll have to flip back and forth for the moment. So this is called Dramatic Footage Shows Aftermath of New Orleans Attack. Hold on, let me pull it up for you guys. Let me see if I can get another one that shows when it happened. Real quick. Hold on just a minute. Because I had another one. Let me see. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it pulled it up this way. Where I have to... Okay, hold on. This is the story. So we'll go ahead and pull that one up. And then we will look at the aftermath. And then I'll show you what information I have on it so far.
Really tragic breaking news out.
Okay, so this is going to be from CNN. I'm going to make it full screen, make sure that y'all can see it. Yes, you can. All righty. It is on my computer, so I guess it'll be like that because it's on like my Chromebook. Like, not my Chromebook, well, my Chromebook, but like I usually pull YouTube up in another tab. So I suppose it's going to be like that. Oh,
I'm
let
here,
me say hey, y'all.
I had to run and get my orange juice.
Oh, you're good. Let me say hey to y'all real quick. Hey, Jenny and Gammy and Indie Girl and Anders and Rachel and Sarah and Jenny and Hio, my lovelies, and Anders and Gammy, Rachel, period point blank. I know you're on Hio stream, but it's good to see you. Bad Girl, Thomas, hey, Jamie, Queen Olive, Ruth Ann, Linda B, Hobby Farmer. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here on this New Year's Day. Hio has her orange juice, and so we will get started. This is a CNN post, and again, it's on that. It looks like that because it's on a different tab than my YouTube app. So we'll start with this. This is titled "Mass Casualty Event Reported in New Orleans French Quarter," and it's from CNN. This is talking about the breaking news. I have a bunch of information on it, so we'll start here.
Out of New Orleans this morning, 10 people are dead, and at least 30 others are injured after a vehicle drove into a crowd in the French Quarter. Emergency officials say it happened overnight near Canal and Bourbon Street. You can see the scene right there. A lot of police activity overnight. We've been seeing ambulances. You see on your screen right there. Truly a frightening scene, as you can imagine. A number of New
Miss Kimmy.
Year's revelers out and about on this New Year's Day, early morning, and then waking up to this news. The latest that we have from The New Orleans Ready, their emergency alert system, is that their 8th district. They're working on a mass casualty event. That is how they have described it so far.
Yes, Anders, it was Bourbon Street.
And again, we got that news just a matter of moments ago that at least 10 people have been killed and dozens more were injured. We're also learning some more information from eyewitnesses who have described some of the scenes, frankly, and some of the horror and panic after a vehicle slammed into the crowd. That's the word from some of the eyewitnesses. Kevin Garcia, 22 years old, spoke to CNN shortly after this incident. He said, "All I see."
I will tell you that supposedly there was a flag that was quickly covered up and hidden. And like, I've got a picture of the person's body on the street. So for them to grab a flag and quickly cover it up, I have questions. And there's a rumor that it could possibly be like a terror attack. And I'm just going to use that word. But supposedly they don't want anybody to really know. So we're going to see what we can figure out.
I seen was a truck slamming into everyone on the left side of Bourbon Sidewalk. A body came flying at me, he said, adding that he also heard gunshots being fired. That's again from Kevin Garcia speaking with CNN just a little while ago. Another witness from Shreveport, Louisiana, Whit Davis, told CNN the incident happened while she was at a nightclub on Bourbon Street. Everyone started yelling and screaming. This is according to Whit Davis, running to the back. And then we basically went into lockdown for a little bit. Then it calmed down, but they wouldn't let us leave. That's again from an eyewitness. This is Whit Davis from Shreveport, Louisiana, who said that she was there as this happened earlier this evening. You can see some of these frightening images on your screen of just a tremendous amount of law enforcement present. Again, on Canal and Bourbon Street, again, from Whit Davis telling CNN, when they finally let us out of the club, police waved us where to walk and were telling us to get out of the area fast. I saw a few dead bodies they couldn't even cover up and tons of people receiving first aid. Again,
hey, Need Some Z's said, I don't know much about the details, but the same kind of thing happened not long ago in Germany. And in Germany last night, there were deaths related to fireworks. Police were out and it looked bad too. Oh, wow. Please send prayers for the people of New Orleans and Germany. Miss Kimmy said, flashback to Waukesha Christmas Parade 2021. Oh, gosh, that was awful. Oh, my goodness. Sarah says, yes, Miss Kimmy, I knew a victim from the Waukesha parade. She was a family friend. I'm from that part of Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hey, Rubber Ramada. Yeah, trigger warning. There is a trigger warning scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
And that stands with the information that we were learning, again, just in the past really 30 minutes or so. We learned that at least 10 people were killed and dozens more were wounded. We actually have some emergency audio from the emergency officials and the radio sound from the incident. I'm going to play it right now just so our viewers can take a listen.
Communications to Engine 29 and all units heading towards Canal and Bourbon. We're going to move to 5 Wrong Tourists. You're responding to a mass casualty incident. A vehicle ran through a crowd of people. There's multiple injuries, multiple casualties. They need you at Canal and Bourbon.
And again, we're following this breaking news, a tremendously troubling story out of New Orleans this morning. We're learning that 10 people are dead, at least 30 others are injured.
So I've never been to New Orleans, but I'm assuming on Canal and Bourbon, they would have been having like a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day party. And I'm assuming that's when it happened because from what I've heard, Bourbon Street's always got some things going on. So there, unfortunately, would have been a lot of people there.
After a vehicle drove into a crowd in the French Quarter of New Orleans, of course, the very famous, very popular, you can imagine, area, especially on New Year's Eve, going into the early morning hours of New Year's Day. I believe we have CNN senior law enforcement analyst Andrew McCabe joining us now. Andrew, I know that you're coming to the story.
Abellis, this is not right now. It happened in the early morning hours, but I've got information and details on this that we're going to share. I'm starting with this video, and we're going to kind of work our way up to everything we know now.
Fresh, and we're all learning information as it comes in right now. But again, just knowing that, as far as we know, a car drove into a crowd of people, killing at least 10. Andrew, give me your first thoughts. I mean, we've seen this type of incident in other parts of the world over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, we certainly have, Danny, and it's because of those other experiences with similar mass casualty events that we have to kind of, at this point, really keep our minds open to any possibility. I think first and foremost, of course, the first responders are trying to get an accurate assessment of the injuries and the fatalities and
Rachel said, I saw a live feed last night and it was packed with people. Sadly, they have barriers and they weren't working. Oh my God. That is so horrible. My goodness.
To tend to the people on scene. And that alone is a massive undertaking. Just getting the right assets to the scene can be very challenging in a place like New Orleans. Tough to move around there. You've got a lot of people, a lot of vehicles, a lot of potential obstructions. So they want to get as many ambulances and EMTs and medical personnel, fire personnel into that place as they can to just assess the damages and the injuries to people. But
Are you muted, love?
I sure am. 3 cents. I said 3 cents from Heo Stream said this is not related to Elon Musk truck and Trump Tower attacks, are they? And I was saying, from what I understand, no, but I do have a post on that's going to come up when I go to this other page, hopefully. So I can talk about that for a second, what I know about that. Hey, bad girl. Cajun Juju says, I'm from Louisiana, hour and a half away from New Orleans. I believe it happened around 3 a.m. this morning. And yes, Bourbon Street is very crowded. Welcome in, Cajun Juju, and thank you for letting us know that.
Anders, your message keeps getting deleted because of the word that you're using. YouTube scrapes certain words, and that J word will be one of them.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, I can see both streams or both chats. Thank you, Heo, for reiterating that.
No worries.
But as you mentioned,
it says at this point there was 10 dead, 30 injured in New Orleans. Mass casualty incident. Mass casualty.
We've seen in just in the last couple of months, and specifically thinking of the Christmas market attacks in Germany, that there are sometimes that incidents like this are intentionally created. Now, we don't know if that's the case with this. It could very well be someone who was incapacitated or intoxicated or something, went the wrong way with their vehicle, reacted terribly, and caused this by mistake. And that's probably how folks on the scene are thinking about this. But you have to keep in the back of your mind the possibility that this could have been an intentional event, someone who was in the act of protest or with some sort of terrorist purpose. Again, we don't know that here yet. We haven't heard anything about the perpetrator of this mass casualty event.
I know who it was, and I've got all the information. So again, we're going to jump to that in just a second. I saw Overprotected. Hey, nice to see you. Toxic Orchid, it's good to see you. Oh, I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better. Rachel said, nope, it wasn't an intentional attack. It absolutely was.
But folks on the scene have really got to keep an open mind as to what caused this and whether or not there are any other threats that we need to be concerned about.
Well, and it's interesting. I appreciate you saying that and kind of, setting the stage for us that we're still learning quite a lot about this particular incident, and there's still quite a lot we don't know. But again, you look at that Christmas market attack back in Germany, that as we're learning seemed to truly be intentional. But it was interesting. I was here in New York back on Christmas, and there was a story of a taxi cab hitting a couple of pedestrians. And it turned out that that was, as you noted in the realm of possibilities, that was someone who, according to police, was having a medical episode. I imagine those are two examples of the challenge of what law enforcement officers are looking at.
All right, I'm going to go to the next one because I already know that was from way earlier, and I've already got information on what actually happened. So I'm going to pull up this next video that goes over something, and then we'll look at the X information I have. This is titled, excuse me, Dramatic Footage Shows Aftermath of New Orleans Car Attack.
Miss Kimmy, thank you for the $5 super sticker. That's amazing. Thank you for being so supportive.
Aw, that's so awesome. How sweet, Miss Kimmy. Oh, I'm sorry. This is from On Demand News. And it's going to show dramatic. This is going to be triggering, heavy trigger warning. Well, it worked that time. Dramatic footage shows aftermath of New Orleans car attack. Okay, so trigger warning. It says police in New Orleans have responded to a mass casualty event which left at least 10 people deceased. Wanted to make sure y'all could see it. Rubber Ramada, thank you for becoming a member. That's so awesome. How super supportive of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll play our clip real quick. Maybe lighten the mood a little bit, but again, I do want to provide a heavy trigger warning for this video. Thank you so much, Rubber Roboto, for becoming a member. That was super sweet of you. All right. So again, this is going to be heavy trigger warning. Oh, wrong one. Stop, Basil. Goodness. Sorry. A vehicle reportedly plowed into a dense crowd of New Year's revelers on Bourbon Street. Before the driver exited the vehicle and began shooting. I didn't even know that he had started shooting. That's interesting.
First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted.
So this is going to be New Orleans mayor speaking, Latoya Cantrell.
By a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation.
We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could.
So, I mean, and like I said, I know it's hard to talk about. Oh my goodness. Hio, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate that. That's super sweet.
They came from YouTube on my side. I was able to see if it last month I couldn't get it to work. So I was actually able to gift 5 of the memberships. So thank you guys for becoming part of the Guardians of Firelight.
That's so awesome. I'm so glad that worked for you. I've still got to figure out how to do mine.
You just got to push the button, but I'm not sure why it's not working. You can't see your live, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad for the new members over on Hio's channel. That's so awesome. I'm super excited for you.
I'm super excited to be here, too. Thank you.
So we do know that, I mean, it has been reported that it was a terror attack. I have to be careful about how I say it. Excuse me. Police fired back and 2 officers were reportedly shot during the exchange. At least 35 people were also injured. And footage posted online appears to show several people lying on the ground. Officials also reported finding an improvised explosive device, but gave few details. I've got more information on that. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to where I have all the information. Hold on just a minute.
Did I hear that correctly? They said there was an IED?
Yeah, so this person he rented a truck and he had put explosives all in the truck. And I'm going to try to find that
And
specific.
I saw where it said the truck had gone across the border 2 days ago, and I'm not sure was that the Mexico border? Like, which border did it go across 2 days ago? I'm sure
I
we'll
am
find out
not,
details as we go, but
yeah, I'm not sure. He's got all of the details on this, so we shall see. He's got everything I could find for the most part.
did you say his name? I don't want to necessarily mess it up, but it's like Shamsuddin Jabbar, something like that.
Yes. Okay. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go back to, we're going to scroll back up through this because it was like an hour or 2 ago that he shared the name. And we'll scroll back up and look at all of those. Okay. We'll start here. So it says breaking New Orleans terror attack tied to Texas rental truck. The truck used in the deadly New Orleans attack, an electric Ford F-150 Lightning, was rented via Turo on from a Houston-based owner. Law enforcement confirmed the truck was tracked across Texas, passing through passing through Harris County and Baytown before heading east on I-10 toward Louisiana. Explosive devices found at the scene were deemed viable, and the FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terror. The attacker, who wielded an assault rifle after ramming through crowds, was fatally shot by police. There's a picture of that. Oh, hold on. Let me give y'all a graphic trigger warning because you're about to see this man on the ground. Okay, so here is your massive trigger warning. That's him. It says authorities have identified the driver of the horrific New Orleans attack as this name right here. I'm going to try to say it is Shamsuddin Jabbar. I'll spell it for you. The first name is Shamsud, middle name Din, last name Jabbar. He is a Texas native. Oh, okay. A Texas native and former U.S. Army serviceman. Jabbar allegedly rammed a truck into Bourbon Street crowd, leaving 10 dead and 30 injured in what is being investigated as an act of terror. That's where Biden spoke on it. Let me go back now. So that's the person who did it. He rented a truck. He drove across the Texas border into Harris and Baybar counties and
Yeah,
he had
that's
explosives in the truck.
so being so close to Behar County, my guess is if he did cross the border, it's going to be at that part of Mexico in the very top. So, and
Okay.
it said that they did find an ISIS flag located in the vehicle.
Yes.
So that's crazy. A Glock handgun, a 308 caliber rifle. Is that what you said?
I hadn't
And
pulled
then,
that yet. I didn't know you had
oh,
that.
okay, okay.
What do you
And then
have? Go ahead and read.
well, it just said I'm just reading from something that came out from Fox News just about 15 or 20 minutes ago, and it just says that pro-ISIS media outlets have called on Muslims living in the U.S. and Europe to conduct attacks on New Year's Eve. Apparently, so they've already validated that it's definitely going to be that type of an attack, and that the call to arms have been common. Of course, the last decades, all the terrorist groups do that when they know they're going to have a big gathering of people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's meant to instill fear, especially with an ISIS flag on the inside of it. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
keep going down what you got. I'm just reading along with what you're reading, with what you have, with what I'm seeing through you.
Right. Yeah, you're good. You got information too that I didn't have, so I appreciate it. We'll scroll down. Well, we'll start here and then I'll go down. Police investigate fire at Airbnb linked to New Orleans attack suspect. Authorities are investigating a fire at 1329 Mandeville Street in the St. Roch area. Reports suggested the suspect in the New Orleans attack may have been renting this residence. The investigation is ongoing, and I'm assuming it's one of these houses right here. Says braking truck used in New Orleans attack rented through Turbo app. The F-150 truck used in the New Orleans terror attack was rented via the car sharing app Turbo. According to ABC News, the vehicle's owner confirmed he is cooperating with the FBI, but declined to further comment. His wife expressed devastation. My husband rents cars through the Turbo app. This is devastating. Turbo has yet to respond to requests for comments. I mean, you know, he just rented the truck there, so I don't think they're going to say too much about it. That they didn't have anything to do with it, in my opinion.
Baby girl says, when did they change it to being an act of terrorism? When, let's see, it says the National Guard was surrounding the Texas governor here, and he spoke on TV, Governor Abbott, and said, I'm treating this as a terrorist attack, and will be working closely with the Texas Department of Public Safety, the National Guard, and any law enforcement at every level to ensure we know exactly what happened. But as of right now, they are treating this as a terrorist attack.
Thank you. And hey, baby girl, I'm sorry I didn't see your comment. When I'm on X, I'm clicking on I'm on a different page and I can't see StreamYard. So I apologize about that. Thank you, Hio, for answering her question. So evidently that's the house he was renting. And then it shows it, I guess it's this orange one, this first one right here. It was an Airbnb, evidently. I think that
That is a terrible location for an Airbnb.
It is. It is. I mean, my husband saw it and he thought that it was still like messed up from the hurricane, because it looked like it was. It looked like it was a rebuild from the hurricane that hadn't quite been finished.
That's crazy.
This says FBI calls New Orleans attack act of terror. This morning, an individual drove a car into a crowd of people. So this was 2 hours ago, and that was. I'm going to click on this, baby girl, and it should show when they decided it was. But it quotes, this morning, an individual drove a car into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing a number of people and injuring dozens others. The subject that engaged with local law enforcement is now deceased. Let's see what this says. Excuse me. Washington, D.C., FBI National Press Office. And it just says the same thing, January 1st, 2025. It doesn't give me a date, like a time, but it says the same thing I just read. This morning, an individual drove a car into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing a number of people and injuring dozens of others. The subject then engaged with local law enforcement and is now deceased. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we are working with our partners to investigate this act of terror. Okay, now I'll go back up because that was about as back far as I went on it. So watch this. It says the guy in the pickup truck punched the gas, mowed over the barricade, and hit the pedicab passengers. There were just bodies and the screams. You cannot unhear that. It was chaos, very, very scary. So this is a
and hit pedicab passengers.
let me back it up to the beginning.
What you saw last night? Yeah, we were coming through the intersection, and it all just happened so quickly. But the guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade and hit a pedicab passengers. And there were just bodies and the screams. You can't think about, unhear that. It was chaos and very, very scary.
Oh my God.
What you saw last night?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was an eyewitness account. This is Biden speaking on it, I think.
Any more information you can offer?
Back up. You've all got my statement. I'll have more to say in the next hour or so following what's going on in New Orleans. I'll be happy to do that.
Do you understand that the person crossed the border?
I'm not going to comment on any specific yet. I've contacted every agency in the federal government as well as the state. They're all coordinating to get to the bare facts. We know what the facts are.
Can you say if you're a foreigner or if you was domestic?
I'm not going to say anything until I get all the facts in front of me.
I'm going to say he just told you he doesn't know yet, people.
Yeah, and they're going to keep asking.
They're going to badger him. They badgered him, and then they went to Trump, and Trump was like, told y'all, basically he said, when I said that the criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turns out it's true. He's using this as an opportunity. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying he is. He said, the crime rate in our country is at a level that nobody has ever seen before. Our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones, including the brave officers of the New Orleans Police Department. The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from the act of pure evil.
Yeah.
I'm glad he had something to say, but at that time when Biden had been briefed, they didn't have anything to tell him. They told him what we know, what the news had said. There was a guy, he did this. This is what happened. I guess they were expecting him to say something a little more deep. Have we not learned that Biden doesn't say deep things on TV?
Yeah. Real quick, somebody had asked about this. This is what I found on the breaking explosion at Trump Tower in Vegas. Video shows smoke coming from what appears to be a Cybertruck with multiple police vehicles and ambulance on the scene. Fashion Show Drive is shut down from Las Vegas Boulevard to Sammy Davis Jr. Drive. The public is advised to, hold on, and we'll see these videos. Avoid the area.
I wasn't Biden. I'm not Biden bashing, but that's okay. He doesn't say deep thoughts on television for a reason, because he gets bashed.
Yeah, he has to be careful about what he says, and I think that's what she meant. I'm sorry for anybody that got offended. She didn't mean.
I'm not insulting Biden. I've been totally and completely behind Biden the years that he's been in office. There's no insult to Biden whatsoever. What I said was he doesn't say deep things on TV. He's not one to say deep thoughts on television. He's just not. I didn't say he did drink. I'm not saying Trump does either. All I said was those were his words that he put out. Biden didn't have anything to say this morning, and Trump did, and those were his words. I didn't say they were deep either.
Right, because Biden didn't have all the information. Nobody said anything deep because there wasn't a lot of information. We actually have a lot more information than they had at the time right now on this stream. And that's exactly right. Trump is more of a smooth talker than Biden is. Biden doesn't come out and just talk off the cuff. Trump will come out and say anything. That's all I said. I didn't say anything one way or the other. Right. And like Jenny said, let's keep it respectful in the comments, please, and thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not saying it's worse or better. All I said was You saw what Biden said and what his words were, and then I just told you what Trump said. I didn't. That's not my belief, or it is, or it isn't, one way or the other. It's not bashing. It was just his words on paper.
Right. And right now we're talking about this situation at Trump Tower. We're not going to talk about Biden or Trump anymore. Over here, over there, or anywhere. I'm sorry you feel that way. Nobody said anything about Trump says lies and that's better, or that anybody lies and that anybody's better. So we're going to cut that conversation now. We're going to continue on with the stream. And if it really bothers you that bad, then I don't know what to tell you. That's going to be the end of that. So this video shows that there was smoke coming from what appears to be a Cybertruck with multiple police vehicles and ambulances on the scene. And this was at Trump Tower in Vegas. So I'll show you what I have on it so far. Although I don't know much about it. I just saw this post and watched it.
I heard that boom too, but I didn't know it was actually outside. I thought it was a person in the hallway.
That looks like it's coming from the roof though. What do you think, Hio?
Sorry, I was looking. I can't tell.
I can't.
That's a lot of smoke.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the street because I see the trees there.
Oh, is
Like
it
a
coming up
boom,
from the
boom,
street? Golly.
Boom.
And I heard another.
And it almost sounded like a rolling, like garbage dumpster.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I saw that pop up.
That's definitely something else.
I'll play a little bit of this one and then we'll keep on with the terrorism attack. Oh, I clicked on this one. It made it big. So let's see what it is. I wonder what happened
outside of Trump Tower.
Yeah. Well. Oh my God. Do y'all see that? The fire? That's a truck parked right outside the door. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, I can see that. That's crazy. That's scary looking.
Wow. Oh my God. So there's some kind of explosives in it, I guess?
The fact that they're so calm and collected inside that building is scarier to me.
Yeah. Because that truck has got something that's coming out of it, be it fireworks or explosives or something. Oh my God, that is crazy. I wonder what the deal is with the Elon truck though, going with it. I don't know. That's weird. All right, so that was what I had on the explosion at Trump Tower. Okay, so this says a 4-year-old YouTube video shows Samsid Din-Jabbar, the 42-year-old suspect in the New Orleans car attack, introducing himself as a property manager and team leader for the Midas Group. So I'm assuming this is him. Oh my goodness, y'all.
Allegedly, do me a favor. We change it to a
with Blue Metal Property.
Sorry, babe.
That's okay. I was just wondering if you would change it to a different background for a little bit.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I was
Thank you.
worried that the fireworks were going to be a bit much.
They're not too. It's just slightly distracting, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. Of course. I will put on the where we just have the little bird in the corner, I do believe.
Not to digress at all, because I don't take any personal, thought in this, but the fact that we're sitting here talking about a terrorist attack on the United States soil and people are worried about whether I believe one way or the other in a president or a non-president. I think I think the biggest problem is that we are not adult enough to talk about these things without automatically inserting our feelings.
Absolutely.
The fact that the United States of America is under attack by even our own domestic or foreign affairs, it hurts my feelings more that I feel like we're not allowed to be adult enough to look at these words that are written on paper that came out of these people's mouths, and you just have to assume it's my thought process or not. It's not. It was on paper, and it is what it is. And I'm sorry that we're not adult enough to talk about these things, but this is a political affair. This is a terrorist
Right.
attack. Somebody ran over the people of my country. And
Right.
I don't understand why I have to be punished for reading whether Biden did have clearly not have anything to say, except for I'm not going to talk about it right now. And Trump said, my heart goes out to these people. What did I say wrong in that?
Right. I agree.
I'm sorry, I'm stewing on it. I'm trying not to be pissed off, but I'm an American citizen as well, and I'm not sitting here telling you that you should or shouldn't believe in anything. There were innocent people that were celebrating 2025, and you're telling me that I can't sit here and talk about a president that I do or don't believe in one way or the other. I don't give a shit. I didn't say what my feelings were on it. Take your feelings out of shit and realize that people died.
Right. And that's, yeah, way more
I'm
important.
sorry. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. That's heavy on my heart. We sit here and we talk about missing kids, murdered kids, people that get shot, things that are happening all over this country. And you're not going to sit here and tell me on a channel that we can't be adult enough to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So yes, we were all attacked, Rachel. I agree. This is an attack on all of us.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
not a person sitting in this chat that could tell me that they would get in a truck and run 10 people over. Much
Right.
less run through a crowd of people on New Year's. No,
Yeah.
it's not your fault, Content. It's not anybody's fault. We have to be adult enough to talk about these things. We're raising children in this country, and we don't want them to see us as people that are too weak to have an adult conversation. I'm sorry.
Right. No, I agree.
Absolutely. Death by Chocolate
Mhm.
is a heartbreaking day. It's absolutely
Thank
heartbreaking.
you. Yeah, thank you guys for being so supportive, and I hope you didn't feel like I was attacking you.
No, I don't want Gringa to think I'm attacking her either. Or him or her, either way. I just want them to understand that we're adults. We're allowed to have those conversations, and they're allowed to feel how they feel. But there's no
Right.
bashing here. No bashing. I don't feel one way or the other about either one. All I want is for people to understand that I don't have a feeling towards that. I have a feeling towards the 10 people who now have to have their families and their kids and their uncles, their fathers, their brothers plan their funerals, or their children grow up without their parents. So fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on now. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of this stuff because, I mean, even in true crime cases, there's two different sides and nobody can agree. It's all over the place. Just everybody can't just stop and look at the bigger picture and everywhere, politics, true crime, all the places. And it's just too much. It really is. And I agree.
When did it get too much to be adult? I mean, we elected these people. You know what I'm saying? You can hate who you want to hate, and you can love who you want to love, just like you can in your own home. I don't care who you love politically, but now these people have to bury their loved ones, and you want to sit here and give me shit about Biden or Trump. Like I said, I'm over it. There's a presser on right now.
Okay, let me see if I can pull it.
Thank you, Amanda, for that.
Yeah, thank you. Hold on a minute. We'll go right back to that and see him.
I absolutely hope if there are any accomplices, which I'm sure there are many that some we may never even know about. Hi, Darla Ann.
Hey, Darla Ann.
I love that name.
Hold on. I do too. My computer's being super slow.
If you need me, let me know. I'm not sure which press are you looking at, Amanda?
I'm just looking for a presser on New Orleans attack. Let's see what we could pull up. Okay.
Anders, he had an ISIS flag, so and they're also the foreign country that I talked about earlier is calling for the attacks on New Orleans. So that's the only thing I can say for sure.
Yep.
We won't know until they tell us.
Okay.
tell us yet anything.
Of course, it's going to be hard to hear.
with your investigation. And there are things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm
Hold on
not
a minute.
sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get,
Lordy Jesus.
we need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible, or I will raise fresh hell. And I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened.
He reminds me so much of my daddy. My daddy would say that. I will raise fresh hell. He would say that.
Like they stole
my God.
Christmas.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Congressman Carter.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Thank you to all of our law enforcement agents for doing a yeoman's job.
Hey, Zan.
For stepping up at a time when we needed you most. For employing the resources of all of our partners. This is all hands on deck. From the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning. Secretary Mayorkas, leaders in all of our federal, local, and state agencies. The president has made it very clear that he intends to bring every resource to bear to not only tell the truth, but to provide the resources to bring these cowards to justice. I want to personally thank the men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens and our visitors. To our mayor and our governor for acting expeditiously and bringing us all together. To our sheriffs from the surrounding areas.
Yeah, content.
Who have been Johnny on the spot, recognizing that if it happens in New Orleans, it can happen anywhere. We don't have the luxury of being myopic. In this community, we work together. We don't point fingers. We don't blame. We go after the bad guys. Let it be clear that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein is on the ground working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. New Orleans is a place that heralds its ability to protect its citizens, that heralds its ability to manage major events, Super Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, Essence Festival, you name it. No one does it better than law enforcement in New Orleans and in the surrounding area. Kudos to those two officers who've been wounded. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones. Our hearts go out to those who are wounded and on the mend in the hospital. Citizens, now is the time to stay calm, to be vigilant. This is not a time to come out to sightsee. Listen to your federal, local, state officials. Be vigilant. If you saw something, say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck. Rest assured that the decision that was made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Making sure that the citizens and visitors of this great city, not only for this event, but for every event you come to in Louisiana, that you will be safe. And we will use every resource possible. As the governor has said, as the mayor has said, and every law enforcement agent here has said, our energy, our commitment will be to make sure that you are safe now and for every event in the future. God bless you, and let's stay strong.
Thank you, Congress. Attorney General.
I first want to extend my sincerest condolences to the families of the victims. parents got a phone call early this morning, that no parent ever wants to receive. And as a parent of children who come to New Orleans and spend time here, I
Please say a prayer for them and all the other people that were affected by this tragedy. And it's just like Hio said, that's what's most important. There's people that are no longer living because of this, and that's what's important about this, remembering them and praying for them and thinking about the horror that they're having to deal with right now just because somebody wanted to do something stupid.
I know that that is just something that we hold our breath sometimes till they're home safe, and some people did not come home safe. And we also have some people who are fighting for their lives right now in the hospital. So I'd ask everyone to pray for them. They need our support and they need our prayers. This was a heinous act, a heinous, cowardly act, and we will find them and we will bring them to justice. My office will be
Sorry, my
providing
kids are
both
playing.
investigative and prosecutorial support to the city of New Orleans, to the district attorney, Jason Williams in New Orleans, as I have done for months. We will continue to do that. We will provide the governor with whatever support that he needs, and the governor's office of Homeland Security, whatever support that they need. I'll be here to help. I will be here to stand with the city of New Orleans. We will bring them to justice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor and Madam Mayor. For those who do not know me, my name is Ann Kirkpatrick. I'm the Chief of Police of New Orleans. My official title is Superintendent, but my role is as Chief of Police. You've heard some of the details today, and over the last 24 hours, we had approximately 400 officers in the French Quarter. And as we know, this is not just an act.
Linda B., I hope nobody did that, or if you felt somebody did that, they didn't mean it that way, and I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't think anybody meant to upset you or were swearing at you specifically.
Of terrorism. This is evil.
If you feel like you need to unsub, then that's fine. I hope you have a nice day, and I wish you the best New Year's ever.
And when we face evil, we have a choice. We can run in fear, or we can indeed stand in strength. In a time of crisis, people are looking for leadership. You are looking at the leadership. And I promise you, as the Chief of Police of this city has been tried by fire before. But fire purifies. Fire makes things stronger. We have a plan. We know what to do. We are going to get these people. There is a path forward. Very pleased that we will be back to having a wonderful game tomorrow night. New Orleans police have proven their ability to make the city safer. Just 2 years ago, we were the murder capital of America. Today, from that time 2 years ago, we have driven our murder rate more than 50% down. So we have a track record. But this is different because it's terrorism. Now, I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners. You're fabulous, and we appreciate the partnership. But last night, 3 of our officers engaged this terrorist who shot at them. 3 of the officers returned fire. Those officers did not run in fear. I liked what the mayor said this morning. New Orleans police and all law enforcement is built. We are built for dealing with evil, with things that would cause others to be in fear. But instead, our officers, and last night, NOPD in particular, stood strong. They did not run. they did kill the terrorist. We have 2 officers indeed who received gunfire. They will be okay. We have personally gone to see them. But this is leadership for you. And I promise, as the chief of police of this fantastic city, that I will be strong and firm and fearless. Thank you.
Thank you. In wrapping it up, I want to just close with a couple of things. I want to thank Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter. I want to thank again all of our law enforcement officers out there. I want the families of the victims to know that I will be issuing an executive order that tomorrow, when Notre Dame plays Georgia, every flag of every state building in the state is going to be at half-mast. In remembrance of them, but remembering something else. That fear in this state is a liar. And these folks right here are going to make sure that justice is served. And for the citizens out there that were saying, well, man, do I really want to go to the Sugar Bowl tomorrow? I tell you one thing, your governor's going to be there. That is proof, believe you me, that that facility in this city is safer today than it was yesterday. And as we come to additional events in this city, I know in speaking with Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter, and FBI, acting director, and the incoming administration, that they are going to ensure that this city has the resources necessary to protect our citizens and our guests.
Amen.
And so with that, we'll take some questions.
All right, if you could, we'll start over here with CBS. Katie,
Do y'all want to hear the questions, or do you want to see this
If I miss you, just give me a holler.
person or what I have from X?
Katie Royce with CBS News.
Oh no.
I mean, I think this has been a really tough day for a lot of people. But at this point, we're hearing that the death toll, according to some FBI sources, has gone up to 15. Is this true?
Who wants to answer?
I can speak to it, I guess, unless you have a final number. We do not have a final number. We know that we have confirmed 10, but we did have people who had been transported who were in critical condition. And so I do not know that, but I can confirm 10.
And one quick
Thank
follow-up
you,
question,
Zan.
if I may. We know that there have been some local records in Texas about a misdemeanor background on this suspect. Any signs or warnings ahead of time
You saw
about
11.
this person or their plans for what happened this morning?
Because that is the investigation part, I will give the FBI.
Content says she saw 11. I'm sure the number is going to change, especially considering that people are in critical condition. So throughout the day and even into tomorrow, possibly the next day, I'm sure, unfortunately, the number of deceased is going to increase. Zan said, excuse me, per leading up to the holidays, federal law enforcement and intelligence had warned police around the country that low-tech vehicle ramming was a key area of concern that they needed to prepare. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. ABC is reporting on News 15 now. My husband sent me some more articles on it. We'll watch a little bit more of this, and then I'll go back to X and show you what I have on the person, and then we'll go ahead and get into the other cases that Hio has prepared for us. It's probably going to be a long stream.
At this time, we cannot go into details about the subject's history. What I can tell you, the person was an Army veteran. We believe he was honorary discharged, but we're working through this process, figuring out all this information.
That part scares me. When I read in the X post and Here and Now that this person was in the Army and he was a citizen of this country, yet it's the type of attack that they said it is. That's really scary.
The goal with the FBI is providing you with the most accurate and complete information. So once that information is confirmed, we'll make sure we push that out. Thank you.
Ariel.
At this time, do you know exactly, as far as the victims, how many are from here in Louisiana versus out of state and their ages maybe?
At this time, I can't go into details about all the victims. We want to make sure that first that the family is notified appropriately before we put any information out there.
Right.
So once the families are all notified, then we'll go ahead and release a statement to everyone.
And I would ask the press, in relation to the victims and those that are in hospitals, if we could just refrain from
I'm
worrying
sorry,
about
Rachel.
them so their loved ones can take care of them, and the medical personnel that are trying to get them out of the hospital can do so. And as information becomes available, but we want to respect the privacy of those who are still either fighting for their lives or being cared for. Thank you.
A follow-up, if I may.
Go ahead.
You guys mentioned accomplices. You don't think that the suspect acted alone. About how many more suspects are you guys looking into at this point?
It's a range of suspects, and right now with the FBI, we do not want to rule anything out. So that's why we're asking if anyone has had any interaction with the deceased subject Jabbar in the last 72 hours. Provide us with this information. You can provide us that information through 1-800-CALL-FBI or our digital tips line, which is available on our social media website, as well as the big FBI website.
Can I say something, Erica? Tell me who you're with.
WDSU.
WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's unusual position.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. Look, the FBI is not going to be able to answer those questions. Okay. They will eventually. I promise you. Okay. Once the FBI has a chance to investigate all this, along working with state police, working with Homeland Security, working with the city of New Orleans, they're going to tell you what happened. I can promise you that, or I'm going to raise fresh hell. But right now, they're in the process of trying to catch the other bad guys. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt for a while.
26.
Yeah, I had a question about the victims. I know that there was obviously gunfire exchange. So I guess how many victims were shot, and then how many were injured?
Look, again, let me reiterate both Special Agent Duncan and Senator Kennedy. There's a lot of, I get that y'all want to know minute details. What we don't want to do is impede this investigation or spend any time talking about things that don't get us closer to hunting these folks down and securing the city. And so at a particular point in time, we will release as much information as we can. But at this time, in relation to the investigation, I would ask y'all to refrain from those.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to just have more of the same, as the governor just said, we're going to provide that information, but we're going to wrap the press conference now.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Let me finish. You weren't listening. If all the questions are more of the same, what the governor just said in position, we won't be doing that to provide that information. And if you have a quick different question, then let's do that quickly. And
I'm gonna kick your butt, Hio. They got what they wanted, by the way.
And move on.
No, it just.
Oh, whoa. Hold on.
Ma'am, hold on.
What are we doing?
Who was next? We had over here.
Hi, Rachel Wolf from the Wall Street Journal. You said you were confident there are multiple suspects involved. What makes you confident in that?
Well, like, why would we tell you that? Again, again, we want to answer pertinent questions, but anything that would lead to impeding or endangering this investigation is not going to be said. Okay. And we will, as information unfolds, this is a very fluid process. And remember something too. We're doing two things. We're hunting some bad people down and we're securing the city too. We're getting ready for a Sugar Bowl tomorrow. So if y'all would, again, if you have questions regarding Sugar Bowl, the safety of the city, or something to that effect, we're happy to answer.
Over here.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Usually. Okay, sorry about that, love. You shouldn't have done that
Let's-
because they got what they wanted. I mean,
That's okay. The last thing I want is for you to lose something because I said a cuss word. But what I was going to say was,
Yeah.
Anders, they don't automatically hand it over to the FBI, but because of the type of case this is, they handed it over right away. Like they gave it to them. They're like, please just which I think they should. I mean, it's a federal
Yeah.
case. It
Yeah.
would be way too
I'm
big
gonna
for the city of New Orleans to try to handle that on their own, especially if they are tying it back to um, an outside terrorist organization.
yeah. I'm gonna pull this back up and then we'll see if anybody else gets a new presser, let me know, because they're just asking questions right now. And we're gonna jump onto the other stuff that we have for today. But you shouldn't have done that. People come over just to do that, to kind of talk. People look for a reason to be upset sometimes, and that's sometimes their goal. And a lot of people, some people can handle it, some people can't. If they can't handle that, I don't know how they're handling talking about Madeline Soto with Stephen's member in her mouth. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about it. I wish you'd have kept your stream up.
Well, I mean, I wonder what what our political people think about that kind of stuff. Like sometimes I wonder about that. The people who are far one way or the other. I mean, what should we do?
Right.
What should we do about
Yeah.
these people that are killing our kids and molesting
Yeah.
them and then unaliving them because they feel like they can? Because nobody cares one way or the other about that. What we care about is whether or not there's a federal injunction. Because
Yep.
anyway, I digress.
No, you're right, because it is about the victims, and that's what this everything is about. Remembering the
When I
victims of
say
this whole.
And when I say F your feelings, I'm not talking about, hey, allegedly, F your feelings, or
Right,
like
right.
specific F the feelings of these cases. And let's start talking about what we can do to reform some of the things that are making these things able to be happening in our children's schools, in the middle
Yep.
of our celebration of life, our celebration of death, our celebration of New Year's, our independence from other countries. Like, what I'm saying is F your feelings about how you feel about one way or another about your political BS. I don't care about that. What I care
Right.
about is
And
what can we do to fix the problems so that I'm not having to look at this man's name on my computer and say this man is a person who drove through and killed 10 people who were celebrating a new year.
right.
That's what I F your feelings, not
Right.
you.
Because
It's not Stop taking the shit personally.
exactly, because these people didn't care about anybody else's feelings, loved ones, or any of that. And
Yeah,
nobody.
do you care whether he loves Biden or Trump? I mean, he just
Right.
ran through the people that have to bury their loved ones. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
I love you too, Jenny. I see that. She's so sweet.
Jenny is so
I
sweet.
am, and allegedly could tell you, I am so emotional, and I try to pull that back as much as I can. But the whole reason I came to YouTube about some of these things were because we can't. I know I'm offended that people are offended too, Thomas. It's rude. Stop being offended that I don't care you're offended.
Right.
I'm just highly. I think like high functioning adults should be able to have high functioning conversations about what is affecting us most. You have
Yep.
children, they're growing, and you have
Yep.
chosen, I'm putting you on Front Street. You've chosen to educate your children in your home in lieu of putting them in a public school. We've never talked about why, but I have a few guesses.
Yeah, because because of some things that being taught in school that I don't agree with, and because I'm scared for their lives, to be honest with you, and that is a problem. Nobody should be scared to send their child to school because they're scared somebody's going to come through with a gun and kill everybody. I just and that's the honest truth of why I homeschool my children. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree.
And that's bullshit. We shouldn't be living like that.
Anders, you are not afraid of conflicts.
Yeah.
BS. Okay, all right, continue on. I think this is a good discussion because I'm tired of
Yeah.
putting it behind a thing where every content creator you get on, if you don't talk about things in a straight lace nature, we are speculating about things that are happening in our country. My speculation
Yeah.
is that Biden wasn't fully aware of all of the details and made a choice to say, I don't want to talk on that until I know. And you learn that as a politician that you don't speak on things you don't know because people will tear you a new one. I think it was a smart
Just
choice.
Yep. You learn
He
it on
just didn't.
YouTube.
He
You learn
doesn't.
it on everything.
Yeah, he just doesn't say anything deep on TV until he has something to say. Trump, on the other hand, is off the cuff. He'll say, "Yes, I like that water. I didn't really like Nivea before, but I like it now." It's whatever.
Right. And it's not, you're not disrespecting one or the other. And you weren't to begin with. You're not, even now, you're not disrespecting one or the other. You're just saying one is more, and it's true, one is more politically based and knows that you have to be very careful about what you say, and the other one's more open. And that's all there is. Neither one is better than the other. It's just, that's how they are. And you
Did
can't
they
say
confirm
stuff.
it? But good. So
What?
content says that the New York Times did confirm that there was an ISIS flag in the truck. So
Yeah, and I had a problem because, okay, we'll come right back to this because I do want to I want to finish talking about it and get him off my screen. But on X, right, we can show, I'm going to scroll down. It's on my thumbnail, but kinda, I tried to cover it up. But, and I'm
What do you
not,
disagree
again, I'm not
about,
trying
Zan?
to be, I'm not trying to be political, okay, but we can show this, right? We can show this man deceased on the sidewalk, but we can't talk about the flag that was found nearby.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was a attack. It wasn't a terror attack. And I mean, that's what it is. I think we should be able, again, we should be able to talk about it openly and not cover up the flags that were there. Let me see what this says. Oh, this is the one that we're on. So we'll watch this and then we'll hold on. I can make it bigger. So this is the, oh my gosh, what did I do? Hold on.
Is this the guy? That's the guy? They're probably going to take that down. We probably lost it.
Yep, that's why.
Down in time.
Hold on. I'm trying to play it. Hold on just a minute. We'll see if we can get it because he has a bunch of stuff up. If my computer will load. Sometimes it doesn't like to load X.
Oh, here, I guess I could sit here and be helpful and maybe see if I could find it. What was the...
His name is Mario Newfall. Yeah, the FBI declared it an attack of terrorism. It took me way down like 5 hours back. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's 3 minutes ago they did show that that footage outside of the Trump Tower, the blowing up. Let's see. Am I able to share this to you? Yeah, I can. While you're looking it up.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to try to pull up that guy real quick because it's right here. There's the thing I showed. There's that. Hold on. It's right here. I do want to play it real quick before it gets taken down.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead. I think we're on the same person.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, hold on. This is the guy that drove the truck that ran through the people. This is him, Shashim Din Jabbar. And we'll watch this, and then I'm going to get him off the screen. Hey, Eek. Good to see you. We'll watch him and get him off the screen, and then we'll go on to our next stuff. And I'll read the rest of what this guy's posted about him, and then we'll go on to our next cases. So this is him.
A property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core.
Oh, by the way, he was, hold on. Well, we'll watch this. He was supposedly working as a property manager at Blue Meadow Properties, and he was the team lead of the Midas Group, is what it said.
Philty, I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life. With the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I brilliantly market your property to make sure it gets sold as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible, but I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you and for your property to get the best deal that you can possibly get for it. So once we get to the closing table, all the I's are going to be dotted, all the T's are going to be crossed, everything's going to go off without a hitch. And that is my word that I'm giving to you as your real estate agent. So if that's the type of agent you're looking for, reach out to me. You see my phone number on the page. If not, it's 832-774-9718. Give me a call. And even if you don't want to have me as your agent, call me with any questions you may have. So even if you're a first-time home buyer or you're an experienced real estate investor and you're just looking for somebody to help you with doing some analysis on some properties that you're looking at, either way, give me a call. I'm glad to help anytime. And I'm looking forward to talking to you.
So how did we go from that to being a terrorist attack? Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry, y'all. So yeah, it says a 4-year-old YouTube video shows Shamsin Din Jabbar, the 42-year-old suspect in the New Orleans car attack, introducing himself as a property manager and team lead for the Midas Group. So how did we go from that to this? Let's see what's outlined in red right here, and then we'll move on. So I guess that's the flag. It says
I don't know if you want to move on. There's like 50 more pages to go through, so you're spot on where you probably need to be for the day, if I'm being honest. Like there's a ton of stuff that you're covering that they just now put out, so you're okay. Unless you want to move on to other cases, I think this is a good place for today, though.
This is ISIS flag found in New Orleans attack. The suspect in the New Orleans crowd attack, Shamsin Din Jabbar, was found with an ISIS flag on his truck after plowing into revelers on Bourbon Street and opening fire, confirmed by CNN. The FBI is treating the incident as an act of terrorism. The source is CNN and The Independent. So okay, so that's where the flag was, and they covered it up, and he does have it duct taped to the back of the truck. So that validates that there was an ISIS flag, which is interesting.
Good evening. I'm Shamsin.
Oh, where's that coming from? Okay. The Superdome is on lockdown. So we just heard about that with the Sugar Bowl. And then all of that's not about it. Says, yeah, this says New Orleans attack, multiple suspects involved. Officials now say the Bourbon Street massacre may have been a coordinated plot involving up to 5 individuals. The primary attacker, armed with stolen weapons, caused chaos, but this revelation points to a larger coordinated effect. And this is Fox News.
New Orleans
We'll
Police
watch
Department
this.
says officials have identified the suspect who drove the truck. The suspect identified as Samshud Din Jabbar. Now, Jabbar was carrying a Glock pistol and a .308 rifle that had been reportedly stolen in New Jersey. The .308 rifle was equipped with an optics and/or suppressor. There are at least 4 or 5 other suspects involved. That's a big detail right there, identifying again the suspect as a Samshud Din Jabbar, but 4 or more individuals also involved. This is becoming a different story, Paul. A source within the New Orleans Police Department says officials have identified the suspect who drove the truck. The suspect identified.
Okay, sorry, y'all.
Din Jabbar.
I had to step out because I had to potty real quick. Hold on. I had to pee. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Okay. South Korea.
We just watched his face. Yeah, there's a picture of his latest photo on here.
Where? Did I miss it?
Yeah, I'm trying to show you, but I'm trying not to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. You want me to go back? Go
Yeah.
back up?
You could refresh probably right there, and there's like a whole bunch of that. Or if you don't, yeah, I was gonna say either or that or bring my screen up, whichever.
Oh, okay. Let me bring yours up because your computer's probably faster, and I'll let you continue on. Yeah, there you are. You're such a lifesaver. I just want you to know that. I'm gonna close out of mine and let you take over.
Maybe that'll help. And I'm not playing any. I mean, I haven't been playing anything right now, but this right here, that's the police confirmed that the driver died in the Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, leaving 7 others injured outside of Trump Tower. And then this right here is the video.
Copy.
Jesus.
See what kind of truck that is?
Copy.
Yep. And I asked about that because
$100,000 vehicle out there blowing up outside of the.
you know what it is though, because Elon Musk just came out. I mean, not trying not to get political again, but I'm just stating the fact that Elon Musk was talking at a Trump rally, and so I think there's definitely a correlation.
But we're not adult enough to think that that's all somehow or another stuff that we need to be talking about, on stuff that's actually coming out on the news, like things you can see with your own eyes,
Yep.
Everything. Let me go back down here. This is, I'm actually in that one. I'll back out of it and go back to the other one. But once you get in these little threads, this is what you were just watching.
The subject's history. What I can tell you, the person was an Army veteran.
This is his picture. That's what he looks like right now, as opposed to the clean-cut man that you just saw in the other video.
Wow. So I'm wondering what the hell happened.
I don't know. They said he was honorably discharged. So he made 2 donations to Act Blue, which is a Democrat-aligned fundraising platform.
Mhm.
I can see that. That's what it says right here. I didn't make that up. It's not political on my part. I just see it.
Yeah. So he went from this Army serviceman who was working in real estate to a terrorist running through people in New Orleans. Like, what in the hell happened? I would love to know if he recently got divorced or something.
This is the footage of him running through the people. He did. There were barricades. They were told to put them out, and there were barricades, and they did put them out. He ran over them. Trigger warning, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. They got police right there.
Sorry, y'all. We weren't ready for that. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus. No, you're okay.
Big trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning, y'all. It's the white truck. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Oh, God Almighty. Good God Almighty. Whew.
Now you tell me that hurts your feelings. You tell me that Trump and Biden and what I said hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
Watch that shit. Tell me that's hurts your feelings.
I know.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but that's what I said. Fuck your feelings and think about what we need to do to keep this from happening to people that we love.
Right. It's like that one, there's kids out
Clean-cut
there.
man somehow or another goes from being a United States citizen and a military veteran. My husband is a United States Marine. You don't go from being that in an honorary discharge to running over people for no reason. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't, it was premeditated. I mean, he drove from Houston. He was driving a truck that had an IED. Look, it even says right here. It had an IED. He had guns in there. He had rifles in there. Not only did he do that, from what you can see right here, he then jumped out of the vehicle and started trying to shoot people.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they should have been warned about the heightened vehicle attacks. I'm not sure that we know whether what we should put out or what we shouldn't anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
just think about what we're sitting here talking about today, and people can't handle the fact that we're sitting here talking about what actually happened.
I'm sorry, Eek. Yeah,
Yeah, my husband was also he's also been to war, and it does suck. It does
I'm
suck. It
so
sucks
sorry.
when people come back. But the fact is that we come back from, but he was in Iraq. He was trying to protect us from things like this, from people in this particular group.
Right. So that's what makes it that much more like inquisitive, because like he was in the army and yeah, trying to protect us from them. Like, did they somehow get him to switch sides over there, or was it something that happened here? But then you look at the video where he's at the real estate and like doing the real estate stuff, and it doesn't seem so.
Rubber, we're all questioning our questions. I don't know what normal is. I don't think any of us know what normal is anymore. But I can tell you that looking at this right here, this is not normal.
No.
It's not something I want my children to see.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's already going to be a million conspiracy theories and people covering up shit. Absolutely.
They're already covering up the flag. I'll be right back.
Take your time. This is crazy. It is becoming the new normal, and it's not something many of us want to see as normal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he was deployed at all. It's something I don't think we know just quite yet, and I'm sure it'll come out though, Sarah. I definitely want to know as well. Apparently, these are the 2 donations that he made to Act Blue. They weren't large donations. He wasn't making thousands and thousands of dollar donations. But
Okay, well that's gonna put to bed like the any theories that like, did the deep state hire him on the Democratic side to do some kind of political thing, because that gets questioned a lot. And I would think it would be possible if you go, I mean, tinfoil hat, okay, but I mean, with the small donations, I don't think so. Usually you would see like really large donations.
Right. Agreed. I agree. He's not talking about it. Okay, so
it is becoming the new normal, Zan, and that's sad. And like Keo is saying, we don't want to, I mean, I don't want that for my kids. I don't think any of you do either.
no, I don't think any of us do. I don't know what that is.
What? That was cute.
It was WWE. She was dancing. I don't know if anybody watches WWE. Me and my husband are obsessed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, Jay. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, it is so sad. Do you want to talk about the other stuff, or do you want to keep talking about him? You want to talk about?
I don't feel like there's anything else that I could talk about today that would justify more the way that I feel right now.
Okay.
About these kind of cases. I mean, that's completely up to you. I feel like we're an hour and a half in, and I can't get any. I love WWE, Sarah. I can't get any more sad about the way that this New Year's has started.
Yeah.
No, he passed away. They. I mean, he's done. He's done. They show a picture of him laying in the middle of the street. There's no question.
Yeah. If you rewind, you can see it in this stream. So do you want to end this one, or do you want to talk about the other victims or the other stories that you had pulled up for us?
I particularly don't want to talk about those other 3 cases today because I don't feel like I can do them justice. That's completely up to you. But if you had something else you want to talk about, I'm game for sitting here listening to you.
No, you're good. I think we'll end this one today. I need to start cooking anyway. And if you need, well, I'll talk to you afterwards because we always talk to each other.
I do not have any intention whatsoever of ever changing the way that I talk on these streams. And if that keeps me small, I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. because the truth is that if I'm not true to myself, there's not going to be anybody who's going to listen to me out here anyway.
Yeah.
Politics are one thing that is really hard for people to talk about. Religion is another thing they tell you not to talk about. I get it. I respect it to a degree. But at the same time, your feelings and about the way you feel about these cases are not what's going to bring these people to justice. We can't go into war with our feelings. This
Right.
is a war. This is an epidemic. And
It is.
it's something yes, I'm very emotional about it. I do have feelings about it, and that's why I have to kind of like push them to the side, but I don't care what you think about the damn president going out or the one coming in. I care about the fact that these people, I feel like I need to drive to Louisiana and ask if there's anything I need to do to try to help, because everybody else is worried about whether I think there's a good president or not. I don't care. I
Right.
just yes, and you have to stay authentic. And I love everybody I've come into contact with in this chat for being authentic to themselves. And I mean that good, bad, or otherwise. I don't care. You can be who you want to be. Not everybody's going to agree with you, and there's certainly people are not going to always agree with me.
Right.
You're way sweet. Yeah, he'll be in heel, and I'm for that. I can't be anybody else.
Right. Right. And that's the way you should be. Just don't ever sell out, don't change who you are, and verify. That would be my advice. And that's the way I
And
should do things
and
too.
that's big. And I'm big on that. I'm big on show me the receipts, show me what you got.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
Me
Show me
too.
what you got. This is going to be one of those things where there's going to be 30,000 conspiracy theories. There's going to be tons of stuff behind it.
Yep.
I mean, I think we'll be able to talk about this for a while, And we love you too, Toxic. As the
Yes.
Gavel Drops has fantastic documents. If you haven't gone to that Discord, As the Gavel Drops has your documents.
Yep, I will drop them in the description box. Meemaw asks, what are we eating? Meemaw, I know you're supposed to eat something green for money, which we usually do cabbage or collard greens. I actually had like 4 heads of cabbage I've been cooking and canning lately, so we have lots of cabbage. You're supposed to eat ham for good health and black-eyed peas for luck, and I could use all of that. I don't know why it's ham for good luck. For health, though, because that doesn't seem like it makes sense to me. It seems like ham's kind of one of the worst meats for you, but we're eating ham and black-eyed peas and cabbage. What are y'all eating?
Meemaw, I see your picture. I hope they find Sebastian soon. Happy New Year to you too, Eddie.
Oh, Eddie, Happy New Year. It's good to see you.
No peas. No,
No
the
peas.
little balls of mushy poison. I'm making fettuccine Alfredo with broccoli.
Oh, that sounds good.
New Year's. And apparently I heard on a stream last night that you're not supposed to wash clothes on New Year's. So I'm going to take the day off from washing clothes.
Yep. I heard that too. I heard because they say, I told my husband last night, I said, they say whatever you do on New Year's is what you're going to be doing for the rest of the year. So I'm not supposed to
Oh, great. I've been whining all day.
I said, I'm not going to wash clothes and I'm not going to cook. And he said, well, you might as well, because you're going to be doing it all year anyway. I was just like, well, damn.
Oh, wow. I'm going to send him a switch. No laundry day. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sockeye salmon sounds so good.
Oh my God, it does. Meemaw's having breakfast. She said.
What time is
Be
it where
normal.
you're at? My goodness. It's 2:10. Well, I am so glad I got to spend New Year's Day with you guys. I'm really, really appreciative of everything that you're doing here on Allegedly Speculating, and all the people that have, that are following you, that are authentic and have the same mindset that we do. We can all talk about things. We can be adults. We're big. 310. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
going to be my weight this New Year's if I don't stop eating like I've been eating.
Let's hope not.
No.
Meemaw is 310 for me too. Yeah, and I was gonna second that. I hope they do find Sebastian soon. That case bothers me. That's another one with the people are gonna be fighting no matter what you do.
I want to talk about Sebastian. I really,
too.
really do. But I feel like right now we're at a
can't.
catalyst. There's something happening between where we were and where we're going. And
Mhm.
I think just the people that are not talking about it already, for me to come in on the back end of that, I don't want to be in charge of pushing any narratives or otherwise. So thank
Exactly.
you, Rachel. All right, I'm gonna hop down so you could say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for having me on today. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Hio. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for spending this time with us today for New Year's. I hope that y'all all enjoy time with your family and that you eat all the good food. Yes, absolutely. Bad Girl said, have a good day, the best that we can under the circumstances. Please say a prayer for the victims of this horrible tragedy. It's horrible to open up New Year's. I mean, and again, going back to what she's saying, I mean, just thinking about families that, that let their kids, their brother, their sister, their mom, their dad go out to New Orleans to celebrate New Year's. I'm sure there's people that traveled there that have probably never been there or just went there for that reason to celebrate New Year's Day on Bourbon Street. And those people are starting off New Year's Day with a deceased family member or somebody in critical condition or somebody that was injured or, I mean, it's just a horrible thing. Please keep them in your prayers today. And, just send all the positive energy and positive vibes that you can to them, because I couldn't imagine my child going to New Orleans, like becoming an adult, going to New Orleans for the first time on Bourbon Street or something. And then you hear something like that. Like, I can imagine. So, please say a prayer for them. Yes, Mima, I'll be back. Hio's actually helping me. I have got a FOIA document, but the files are from like 2011, but it's a case that interests me. And she's helping me convert the files because I'm working with a Chromebook, and y'all, I make it work, but I need to upgrade. So I'm going to be in the next probably 3 or 4 months, I'm going to be trying to get a better computer. So for right now, she's helping me convert them so I can put them out for you guys, and we'll have another case to talk about. This case has been solved and all of that, but it really is interesting. And I want to do what's authentic to me, which is putting all the information out without any commentary, and just, dropping the interviews and the information I have, and letting you guys have it. So I'm working on that. I love y'all. Thank you for spending today with us. Basil's good. He's laying on the bed behind me. He was eating pretzels earlier. Hio saw him earlier when I was talking to her, and she said, "Oh, he's such a chunky muck." Hey, Joy. Happy New Year, lovely. I really love all you guys here at the Speculating Family. You guys make this place a wonderful place. Enjoy your New Year's, and I will definitely see you guys tomorrow at 1:30. Every day at 1:30 Eastern. Miss Kimmy said, thank you everyone for the well wishes for my granddaughter. Gam is scared out of her mind, and y'all keeping me occupied. Giant love to all. Oh my God, Miss Kimmy, I'm so sorry. I hope that your grandbaby is okay. Yes, please hit the like button before you go, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Please say prayers for everybody in New Orleans, as well as Miss Kimmy and all others that are going through some things here at the Speculating Family as well. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.